Just kind of bring you guys in, welcome you, feel the aura, just bring you all in. Smell the excellence. The song's called Beacon. Or Foxtail's Beacon. It's on the Fat Rat. Pizza says I can fix that if you want. Why would I want you to fix the low latency, no drop framesness? Keep it exactly where it is, please. Sad music. Hello from the Netherlands, Leon. Hello. Welcome to my stream, everybody. We're gonna get started here pretty quick. I just wanted to say hi, welcome, and to let you guys all know that today we're gonna be maybe playing around with some things, but probably don't have a set goal. What I really want to focus on today and what I really want to do today is to kind of figure out what to do for episode 100 for Conquering Kerbal Space Program, because whoa. Okay. Well, that song took off, didn't it? I wanted to figure out what to do for Conquering KSP 100. Because, like, initially I had a plan, but now you guys are all like, you should do something special for 100, and I'm kind of like, the thing I had planned wasn't exactly special, per se. I mean, it was going to be cool, but not like milestone worthy, you know? So I thought maybe we'd play around with some ideas and we could see what we can come up with. You know, I thought maybe that might be a kind of a cool thing to do. Save file share? I don't think I'm gonna be doing that. No, don't think so. You can barely hear the music. Probably has a lot to do with the way I'm mixing my audio here. You can totally hear it now. What if I do this? It's gonna pick up again though, so I don't want it to be super loud. White boy dance. Oh, you haven't seen the white boy dance yet. And if I have my way, you never will. Alex P, welcome to the stream, man. Good to see ya. Craft file share. Well, what craft do you want to see? What craft should we share? You know, that's the thing. I don't know which craft to share with you guys. That's a little too loud. Yeah. My voice is probably pretty loud, but I've got nice little effects on it, so it should stay exactly the way it is now. It shouldn't get any louder than I am, so nothing should be louder than me, okay? All right, let's just get that out of the way right now. So what's with the screen? I'm also testing out some new stream overlays and some new graphics and stuff. So for example, this is sort of what I'm testing out right now for this. It's just I'm playing around with a whole bunch of different things, so nothing is finalized, nothing's certain. And then I've got a whole new graphic setup for Fallout if we were going to do that for Democracy Series when we play Fallout. I have a whole new stream, like the works. I've got as professional as you could possibly get, I think, for the stream there. About 60% of it is filler. Oh, right, yeah, that was... So, there's a welcome screen, right? There's a we're starting the stream soon screen, which looks like this. Then there's the welcome everybody to my show screen, where I'm just like, you know, conversing with you guys. And then there's the gameplay screen, which will be more like this. And if I wanted to get everything out of the way and just get all the crap out of the way so you can just see the game, well, then you'd have something that's just like this, which is not scaled properly, of course. So now I have to rescale it because I changed my resolution. We do things like that sometimes here on this channel. Okay, so now you have it. Yeah. There's a bunch of different scenes I can play around with, so. Kraft mac and cheese. Overlay looks crisp. Thanks. I have a whole, you should see what happens when someone hits subscribe. Speaking of which, somebody should totally hit subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, damn it, what are you waiting for? Just kidding. Put the chat in hello screen. Well, I actually did put the chat in the hello screen. For some reason, it's just not working, though. So That's the problem. It's not working. I wish it was working, but there's supposed to be chat here too. Supposed to be right over on the right, to the right of the game screen. You're supposed to have chat there, but it's not a thing. So I don't know. Should we probably turn the sound on for KSP? Probably a good idea. See if we could just do that. I have the music all the way down, so I could probably turn that up. Do that. You guys can probably just hear the game a little bit. I do want to kind of have the music in the background though, but at the same time, like, I don't know if the music is. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you want music in the background, or do you want just the game audio and you guys can do your own music? I don't know. I'm currently seeing. I'm serious. I'm currently seeing like 2 seconds delay, so we should have a great back and forth today. Like, we should have a wonderful back and forth today. I kind of wish Crazy Man was here so I could see whether or not it works for him. Hey, Cody, there you go. Wait a minute, were you actually able to unsub and resub and trigger that? Because you're not supposed to be able to do that. Maybe there's something busted with that. I worked on a whole bunch of, like, all the pop-ups and everything is all way cleaner than it was before. So. I personally think the bar on the bottom's abundant. Abundant? You mean redundant? Well, tell you what, it's a great way for me to spread my Twitch link all over the place. If you haven't subscribed to me on Twitch and you like my live streams, you should totally be there. Like, just go do that. Just like, I won't even be offended. Just leave the stream really quick. Visit the link. It's right there. Twitch.tv/CharliePryor. If you like my live streams, you should go there because I stream there way more often than here. Probably will limit my live streams on YouTube to being just Kerbal and possibly my new project that I'm working on will be live for a lot of it on YouTube too. I haven't decided if I'm doing YouTube or Twitch for that. But yeah, so just saying. Go there, follow there, and then come on back here. You're not already. Game audio when in space. Okay, cool. So we should maybe do music now and then game music when we're in space. Is that it? Kind of something like this then? Just kind of give you guys the aura. This is actually quite gentle. Oh, this isn't even... Oh, silly me. Hang on. Not the right. Oh man, hang on now. Hang on now, fat rat. Where you going? Change the stations on me. It totally is not the same guy as it was before. I was a completely different person there. Okay, well apparently you can unsub and resub and still trigger that. That's not supposed to happen, but okay then. Guess I have to fix that. But that's good. I've heard the KSP so long, I hear it in my nightmares. Let's see. How about we go like this? Better? Go like that. I'm gonna keep it with Fat Rat for a while. I might switch it to somebody else, but I'm gonna keep it Fat Rat for now. All right, so thinking that I need to run some time in. I need to run some time on Minmus for a bit because I need to get closer to our launch windows here. I think. Kind of want to check in on the station though. I haven't checked in on the station in a very long time. So let's check in on the station really quick. See what's all up with that. We'll kill the music too, because you guys want KSP sounds, so. And then have Caitlin O'Donnell. How are you? Good to hear from you. Welcome to the stream. I'm testing ultra low latency mode today, and I'm also kind of getting your guys' opinions on what we should do for episode 100. So if you have ideas for episode 100, please leave them for me. Because I'm kind of drawing a blank. I've got like a dozen different things I want to do with Conquering KSP, and none of them are really like milestone-ish, right? They're all kind of like they're good and they're good for progression, but they're not like worthy of the 100 episode thing. So I thought rather than sit here on my thumbs and try to think of something, thought maybe somebody out there has an idea, maybe a challenge of some kind we can do. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. How we doing, Station? Actually, you know what I need to do? Also, I need to put people's names in the game. I haven't done that yet. I need to. We have some new people. We have some new Kerbals that I have to rename. So that's something that I might look into. Also, it looks like my face cam might be better served right here. Which is kind of weird because now my hand can go out of the frame. I don't like that, but maybe if I just sit really still, it'll be okay. I don't know. Did I ever put you in, Charlie? That's something I have to do, is put you in. I have to put a bunch of people in. I haven't added somebody like real name to the game in probably well over a month. Maybe we'll do that like right now. We have Cody Kerman, Sam JK, Andrea G. I think Micah. Is Micah? No, Micah D. Kerman. Yeah, because she has a middle name, so that tells me right away that it's not. I just don't remember the name. It's been a while since I've seen these people. SSTO. What would we do with the SSTO? If we built one, what would we do with it? What would be the thing that would, no. What's the thing we would do there? Oh, I just noticed that my camera is actually underneath my overlay. Oh, maybe I should change that too. Did I put my camera above the overlay? Probably. Something like this. No, because then it's like it might get cut off, right? Because of the camera. So if I put it like this, at least it looks like I'm, you know, behind the overlay. I like that better. Whatever, it's fine. SSTO to Duna base. So I don't have a Duna base yet, you know? Like, I mean, I could bring it to... The thing about this is because we're in career mode, like, let me just go to the map really quick, right? Because we're in career mode, I can't just go to Duna. I have to wait for the... I have to wait for it to line up, right? And like right now, it's definitely not lined up. Like, it's going to be hella expensive to go to Duna right now. Like, excuse me. It would be a very long time. We could, I thought about maybe we could build something that would take our ground-based elements to Eve. So we can set up the satellite network and the ground base on Eve in one trip, basically. But that would require us to do a lot of manufacturing on Minmus. Like, that's really expensive. SSTO doesn't have to be a space plane. Well, I mean, that's true. You're right about that. But at the same time, rockets are much more expensive if you don't stage them. Because you end up with engines that are really efficient in atmosphere driving you in a vacuum, as opposed to efficient engines driving you when they can. Unless I'm putting like 100 nerves on the bottom of a relatively small rocket, which is somehow still relatively small despite the nerves all weighing a ton. I think actually, yes, a metric ton, actually. I'm not sure how much a nerve weighs. A new module on SSTO. Specifics, people. Specifics. Send out a probe to a very far out planet. So, we have that actually happening. If you look at our alarm clock, right, we have this maneuver to Erlem. Our launch window to Erlem is 52 days away. Maybe we launch that. We're not going to be able to actually go to that far planet. We can launch it out there, but it's going to be like years and years and years before it actually reaches it. But it's going all the way out to Erlem, which is here. And then the satellites are going to be... it's a network around Erlem. So it's not just the Erlem itself. It's satellites around Wall. my throat. It's satellites around Wall, Priax, and Polta, as well as Erlem. So it's like the whole system needs to be hooked up with the satellites. That's 52 days away. We accepted a really big contract with that. So, what? I mean, that's the furthest place. That's the furthest place we have an actual objective to go to right now. So, what's within my launch window? I mean, the launch window is... Oh, you mean like right now? Like without time accelerating? I would have to time accelerate anyway just to raise enough resources to do it on the Minma space, I think. Like if I was to... Let me go back to having... That's not what I want to do. This is what I want to do. If I go back to Minmus really quick and focus the view. Just let me find... where are you? Yeah, duh. If I go... I'm going to go to the survey stake, which makes no sense, but I'm going to do that anyway. What about sending a space station to Duna? Well, I do need to do that. But again, Duna's launch window is really far away. It's almost a year away. It's a little over a year, actually. I'd have to time accelerate over almost a year, or maybe a little bit more than a year, just to get to Duna in an efficient way. Eve is much closer, and we are going to need a station around Eve because we're not going to do a whole lot of surface to space stuff with Eve. Not going to do a whole lot of that, so perhaps it's better to do that. No. So what is the game coming up? Scratching my head. Oh, no spoilers. No spoilers with that. Nope. Not gonna get anything from me. I'm gonna move myself back over here. I like myself over here more. You guys don't need to see that staging stuff. Not gonna tell you. You'll find out. It's a little bit delayed, but you will find out for sure. Because I've already put well over 100 hours into it, and not even a video produced. I have a video like half edited and mostly voiced. But I've already put 100 hours into that series, so you'll definitely be finding out. And I have a feeling it's going to be... Put it this way, I don't want to spoil it. The people in the Discord pretty much know what it is already. So if you're not joining the Discord, or if you're not in our Discord channel, then you're going to be shooting blind. If you're in the Discord, then you at least will have a clue. Let me get to switching to a different craft here. I wonder if I can go to... How much stuff is manufactured already? So we have 19,000 material kits. And survivability, I've totally neutered USI Life Support's habitation system. The supplies and stuff is still default. Like, supplies is still absolute default. But, like, basically everything about USI Life Support, the way it was prior to them adding habitation, is exactly the way it is. But habitation has been neutered big time. Because I'm just kind of, Yeah, the Discord is the place to be. Like, if you're interested in this channel, if you like to follow this channel and you want to know, when new things are coming out, ideas I'm running in my head, all those things like that, most of that stuff gets shared with VIPs, and that is to say most of that stuff gets shared with patrons only. But a good percentage of it will get shared with everyone else too. And I'm there a lot, probably more than most YouTubers/creators are. But it's a great place to be if you want to stay up to date. So, and the link is in the description. Ugh, damn. I swear to God, I'm gonna have to go get water. I'm already out of water. Charlie, I'd consider shooting PDX or a Kalasar an email with. It's possible if they like it, they might tweet. Oh, Colossal Order. Well, that gives a clue, doesn't it? I will be messaging the devs of the game once I have an established series. I'm not gonna I'm not going to do it until I have at least like maybe 5 or 10 episodes up. And it will take a long time. The two things focused on my channel for the foreseeable future are going to be things that take a very long time to produce. So Kerbal Space Program, you're going to have, if you're subscribed to Hot Tips and you're more interested in videos that are heavily produced, have a lot of time put into each video, but not being flooded with a bunch of videos all the time, then Hot Tips is going to be a great place for you. But if you're somebody who has been liking the daily uploads, I just don't have the time resources to do any other projects other than these two big ones, because these two big ones are going to take up a significant portion of my time. But to give another clue, as if that wasn't a clue already, you don't know me. You don't know me much. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a media producer, like as a career, right? And I'm a filmmaker, and I have yet to actually exercise that area of my life, if you will, with anything that's in YouTube. Like, yeah, I have the whole making videos and uploading them, and you know, there's certainly a method to the filmmaking madness in terms of like post-production and with YouTube stuff, and for sure, that experience and knowledge has helped me do all this stuff, but I haven't really flexed that muscle in any series yet, in any capacity, because it's a Let's Play. It's gaming. Until now. This project, I'm going to be flexing those muscles just a little bit. So. Hire minions. Don't have the funds to hire minions. People dramatically underestimate. People dramatically overestimate, I should say, how much money people on YouTube make. Like, people who do YouTube for a living, sure, but people with 12,000 subscribers, less, you guys dramatically overestimate how much money we make. Like, it's, the number you're thinking of is probably 30 or 40 times higher than it really is. Let's see. Well, life support looks good then. So I think what I want to do here just for a bit is just to time accelerate. See if we can continue to make these... Can I get these material kits? Can I have enough to like actually build something cool? You have over 20,000 now. Pretty good. How's our fuel supply? I can't... I'm looking for it. Yeah, it's getting pretty dwindled. But we're all right. We're doing okay. Supplies? How are we doing on supplies? Let me slow this down a bit here. Oh, supplies are fine. Okay. Because we're making fertilizer, too. We're using up the fertilizer to make supplies. So, like, you can see our supplies up in the supply up there. Can you see it? Or is it... Oh, the overlay is just in the way. You know, that's the bad thing about overlays. Like, I like overlays, but that's the bad thing about overlays, is that they get in the way sometimes. Here, let me try this. So you can see... It won't get in the way when I do Fallout. When I do Fallout on Twitch, or if it ends up being Skyrim, awesome. But when I do Fallout on Twitch, the overlay... I've made all my overlays so that they don't get in the way of anything in Fallout. So that one is going to be fine. But for Kerbal Space Program, like, the game uses the entire display. So... Master Barber, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Prophet already says a soon text channel for it. So, okay, so I don't make it so that my next project is a secret per se. Pretty much everybody on the Discord knows what game it is. If you join the Discord, you know what game the project is. If you're a patron, then you know what the project is. Like, you know what I'm doing with the game. So like there's a level of information. Everybody who's on the Discord knows what game it is. Everybody who's a patron knows exactly what the project is, but nobody knows exactly what the project is, because the part that differentiates it from everyone else, that part I've kept secret. That part I've kept close to the chest, and I'm like terrible at doing that. So I'm actually a little bit proud of myself. I'm gonna just pat on the back there. People are salty that Fallout is beating Skyrim. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I see. I believe Skyrim is the better game. Can't stop. My allergies are getting me. I believe Skyrim is the better game, but I'm saying that purely based on third-party information about Fallout. Like I don't know anything about Fallout. When I play it, I'll be completely blind. But you know, we're gonna be doing a lot of live streaming. Like I'll be live streaming on Twitch 4 days a week. It'll be a lot. I'm gonna try and work myself into a 18 to 20 hour a week streaming schedule, at least for the foreseeable next few months, and like see if I can hammer that in. It'd be very consistent. It'll be the same time every single week, you know. So, but I'm gonna try doing that, and I imagine I'm gonna finish Fallout fairly quickly with that, because if I'm streaming that many weeks or that many hours per week, there's really no reason why the Fallout Democracy series isn't done in like maximum 2 months. You know, there's just no reason why that isn't a thing. We can start Skyrim after that. You know, fine. I'm confused at how you say a game is better than the game you haven't played. So I'm going, like I said, I'm going based off of third-party information. So, for example, there's a lot more character customization options. A lot more role-playing possibilities in Skyrim. There are a lot more combat combinations that you can do within Skyrim. There are a lot more locations and characters, to my understanding. Again, this part's, it's all based on third-party information, right? Because I have a lot of experience with Skyrim. I have over 200 hours in Skyrim, but I have none in Fallout, and so I go based on what I've experienced so far with Skyrim. I think I'm good here to, yeah, let's do this. I go based on like what experience I have with Skyrim, and then I hear people in Fallout saying things like, you know, the dialogue has no real consequence. Like, it doesn't matter what you choose for your dialogue, you get the same result anyway. Things like that. It doesn't make me feel comforting knowing that like there's no way to actually drive your own character to make the decisions that you would like him to do. You know, I don't know. That's just what I'm hearing, so I don't know if it's right. In addition to that, though, Fallout's combat, like, I don't know, I'm a big fan of magic. And I'm a big fan of, like, the flexibility of having ranged combat, melee combat, magic combat, a variety of different other things. And from what I can see from Fallout, everything is guns. Like, it just seems like everything is a gun. Which is okay, I guess, but it's not really like me. But I want to give it a try, and I want to give it an honest try, and I'm not going to like go into it with the mindset that it's going to be a bad experience. I'm going to go into the mindset that it's going to be a great experience. I'm just not entirely sure it's the best fit for a Democracy series, right? I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just not sure it's the right fit for a Democracy series. Because of the limited options. Like, for example, just from the very beginning of the game, you have a choice of whether or not you want to be a male or a female. Regardless of what you choose, you're going to have a baby. And regardless of what you choose, it sounds to me like the beginning of the game is exactly the same. Maybe there's like an alternate start mod for it, but I wouldn't want to do that for my first playthrough. I want to see what it's all about. But I do think there are some elements that are cool about Fallout that are better than Skyrim, like the base building element to it, right? Like the building, I guess you can build a town, I guess. That part seems pretty cool. I'd like to give that a shot. What are we going to build? See, it doesn't look like I'm getting any more material kits. I'm trying to figure out why. Is it because... Okay, we're missing polymers. Yeah. How do I get polymers? I forgot. See, let's analyze this. If I stop, let's hold on. We need to get Shane out. I think I remember this. We have to get Shane out. Should have done this during the day. What the hell's wrong with me? We do this during the day. Let's time accelerate to the daytime here. I'd rather not be in the dark. This is good enough. Okay. Get Shane out. You can build your own vault too if you buy the DLC. So I have all of the DLC. I have the. I wasn't very smart when I bought Fallout. I sort of got Fallout and the season pass. I didn't pay full retail, but I only got like I think it was like a 20% off kind of thing. But I went ahead and I bought Fallout and the DLC like years ago. And then I intended to play it. I got like a couple of hours, I think, into like trying to figure out how to mod it. But I never really went further than the initial part of the story. Like I got out of the house, down into the vault, and then, you know, things happened. I don't remember what happened. And then I managed to like come out of the vault to the sunlight, and that's about as much as I remember. So like basically nothing. But I went ahead and I got the season pass, and so I have everything that the season pass would give you. Okay, so let's come up here. I need to switch. No, this is already making polymers, it says. Uh-oh. Did we run out of another resource? Hold on. Let's focus this for a second. I need to make sure I'm not messing up here. Keep Shane on the surface for now. So we're out of polymers, it says. We need to make polymers. Well, this makes polymers. For some reason, it's not actually doing it. Why aren't you making the polymers, dude? Or are we just using them up too fast? Big missing substrates. Ooh. Are we now? Missing substrates? Oh, alrighty then. Planetary logistics, please. I was certain we had substrates stored in the planet. I thought we did. It says we have 4,000. But that they're all, I think they're all planetary. No, we don't have any substrates. Okay, well, we need to get substrates then. Where are the drills that are supposed to be getting me substrates? They're on the hab. So why aren't they working? They're not running. Why aren't they running? The game does this a lot, actually. It stops my drills. Every time I load something, it stops the drills. Like, what I probably need to do is every time I boot the game up, I need to come to the base and start the drills before I do anything else. Oops. Whoa. Hello. So it's doing this lately to me. I don't like it. Not a fan of the stoppage of the drills. I need substrates, please. Start them up. Let's go. Go, 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 go. I'll get to you in a second, chat. I see you going. Out of the corner of my eye, I see you. Man. You stream, you have to have 2 monitors, man. Like, I just don't know how anyone does this with only 1 monitor. No sense to me. Okay, so we're getting substrates now, hopefully. Where are they? Right here. Oops, that's... Well, I appreciate how fast you're switching crafts, but I don't think that's the best speed there for that. So substrates, we have some now. So if I speed up time... Yep, there we go. Now we're starting to build them up. We should be also building up polymers. Double check, double check. There they are. Yep, we are net positive on polymers despite having full load. Yep. 100% load on polymers, and we're gaining. So that means we're sucking enough. Means we're doing enough for the... Actually, you know what I should do also is start the drills for fuel, because we're supposed to be converting fuel too. It says we're under load. The ore is getting sucked out, but I don't think we're drilling for it right now, are we? Yeah? No, we aren't, but we are now. Yeah. Or there was already an ore drill going. Okay, good. Okay, chat. Let's see what you guys are talking about here. Come down this way. I keep getting alerts for... I want a new processor. I want a 8700K. They're just all out of stock, and it's annoying me really bad. Everyone is just buying them so they can resell them on eBay for 50% markup. If I ever get one, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it, I swear. All right, let me pay attention to the chat really quick here so I don't mess things up. I don't want to get too far behind you guys. Break up the baby oil. Yeah, I'm way behind on chat here. Hang on. I have a son. Make me do the work for me. Yeah, my 2-year-old is not going to be able to help me with that. Those of you who are new, if you want the stream to last longer, distract Charlie. He'll continue to stream forever. I will continue to stream until either a client calls, which currently has not happened yet today. Surprise, surprise. Because I don't schedule appointments on Mondays anymore. Thank you, patrons. Appreciate it. I have Mondays now completely for my YouTube projects and stuff, which is great. And yeah, it's I can stream until 6 when he gets home, and then that's as far as I can stream. So if the stream was gonna last a long time, it would only be going to 6. By the way, if you like live streams, if you like my live streams and you're new here, or you're like not a frequenter here, but you do like live streams, we are gonna have a lot more. Most of them are gonna be on Twitch, so you should follow me there. Let's see. Let's see. Let it go to the people who have spoken. Right. So the reason why, like, here, let me show you guys. Let me see if can I do this. Let's do this. If you want to get in on the Fallout Skyrim debate, right? The poll that we were talking about. If you want to get in on that, you can go here. This is the straw poll for that. Yeah, I don't know why I'm not sure why the Twitch link isn't working, Prophet. Sorry about that. The Twitch link should have worked. Sorry. Here, I'll do it myself just to do that. But that's the poll, right? So for those of you who are interested in voting for that poll, let me go to window capture. And what I want to do is find the window. Yep. And we'll do something like this. If you're interested in taking part in this poll, right, it's right here. And you can choose whether or not you'd like Fallout to be it or Skyrim. Granted, I'm not asking you which game you prefer to play. I'm asking you which game you would prefer to go on the journey with me in, right? This isn't about your preference in play. But at the same time, right, the Democracy series is all about user votes, and it's about you choosing the path. It's about the community building a character and a story and seeing where it goes from there. What happens when Twitch plays Fallout 4 without it being a bot driving it, right? Because it's a bit more complicated than a bot can do. So you'll choose Skyrim or Fallout, and then when you see the results, when you're done with the results, you can see what other people have voted for. Right now there's 125 votes, and it's actually pretty decently split, but Fallout is still in the lead. So if you want to take part in it, the straw poll is linked in the chat right now. But I would like to know what to do for episode 100. That's the whole point of this stream, is to figure out what we're doing for episode 100 of KSP. So I'm just trying to catch up on the chat right now. Yeah, so let it go. People have spoken, right? Because regardless of which one I want to play, I will do what the people choose, because that is democracy, right? It's something that America used to have at some point. So, the distant past, we used to have something like that called democracy. It was probably pretty good back then. All I have are third-hand accounts, so I don't know if it's really that good, but I don't really need Shane out, actually. I think I could put Shane back in because now that we have polymers being generated, we should be able to make material kits now. Man, oh man. Do not flip out. Grab the ladder. Yep, there you go. And be careful, be careful, be careful. Board. Not true. I recommend using the alternate start mod. Let you do the true roleplay. Yeah, I would do alternate start if I'd already played Fallout before. I would do alternate start, but I want to see what it's like. I don't want to do that for my first play. Like my first playthrough shouldn't be alternate start. It should be the start that people expect. It should be like the canon start, if you will. I think. Skyrim is overdone. You can only repeat the same quest line over and over again to some extent. But there's so many quest lines. Like, probably takes like 400 hours to play all of Skyrim, probably. And you can just always add more mods to do things like that. Which, I mean, again, third party. I have no idea if it's true or not, but I imagine Fallout is big. I'm just not sure it's as big, but it could be wrong. I can build my own vault in the DLC, yep. You remember Vanilla Skyrim, what happens when you're taken prisoner, the fort, dragon, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I only have 2 choices at that point. But when you start Skyrim, you have so many other choices to make. It's not just about, like, whether or not I'm going to go with the, you know, the Imperial guy or I'm going to go with the Stormcloak guy. You have, like, how many different races to choose from? There's a ton of races to choose from. Compared to just... you're the guy or you're male or you're female. But I get what you're saying though. It's not like it's got to be the same. I'm not talking about like how good the game is. I'm talking about viability for democracy. And then like the tech trees and like the skill trees and stuff for Skyrim are, from what I've seen anyway, much more extensive than Fallout. But again, that's maybe you can mod Fallout and make it even more extensive. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. I have a mod list. I just haven't done it yet. But I do have a mod list for it. Let's see. Birdie McBirdstein, welcome to the stream. You should give beers for the Kerbals on Mimaspace. Do you think they want beer? Who wouldn't want beer? Like, why wouldn't they want beer? Let me make sure we're still making... Are we still making the... Are we still making material kits now? We do have production going, right? Come on, tell me we do. Yes. Yes, we do. It's going up. Okay, so we're still making it now. So as long as those drills keep running, should be fine. Substrates are pretty much full. Yep, that's good. Substrates are up. Polymers are kind of staying steady. We're kind of net neutral on the polymers, looks like, which is kind of nice. But the material kits are still going up, which is good. So like, what could we build, right? Maybe let's go back to the base center. Man. Let's see what we can build. Like, if there's maybe something that we can build in the space center, it's probably a good idea to do that. Let's see what else. By the way, your thumbnail has Charlie as offline on it, not the most attracting thing. Oh wow, it does? Really? That's supposed to be like my off. You know what? It doesn't work like the problem is it doesn't work like Twitch, and I have it configured like Twitch. Because Twitch has like an offline image, and the live stream doesn't. Apparently, it has like one thumbnail that represents the entire stream. So let me see about if I can change the thumbnail. I don't even know what I'd change it to. I don't have anything prepared, so maybe we'll just go with go like this, I guess. Change it to a Kerbal Space Program thing. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Looks like the stream is doing really well here too. Ultra low latency mode. We have like a 2-second delay on the stream today. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm gonna test it again, just what I want to see. Bop. Yep, 2 seconds, man. Jesus. All right. Pretty fast. Okay, so hopefully the thumbnail is changed now. Hopefully. I don't know if that's the thing, but Hopefully it is. Let's turn the music back on. Okay. Don't flip out, yeah. Build Godzilla. I second that motion. Godzilla? Can we do that? That's something you can actually do. We probably want to do it in the space. Yeah, probably the assembly building. I would need robotics for that, though, wouldn't I? Wouldn't I need robotics for that? Hey, let's see, if you want clicks, change it to episode 100 with a small question mark on it. Oh, man. No, I can't do that. I won't do that, I swear. I refuse to do that. Jacob Moberly, hey, Charlie, excited for the new game and Democracy series. Appreciate that, man. Apparently my overlay also isn't working. Fantastic to know. These are all new overlays, man. I'm totally, thank you very much for the super chat. Oh, there it goes. Hey, there it is. It works. Appreciate the support, man. Thank you very much. It's gonna help me in upgrading my processor. Thank you. So, build Godzilla. That's what we're saying. Let's kill the music. We're gonna leave it with KSP music. All right, so we're not gonna build Godzilla because I don't have robotics. At least not that I know of. But it'd be kind of cool if we did. I think what I want to do is get prepared to ship the network to Eve. But granted, I don't know if that's something for episode 100. It's probably not. I'm wondering if there's a way to creatively deliver something to Eve. Maybe we send Kerbals to Eve? What if we build this incredibly giant craft that has a space station, all of our satellites for our network, a rover, like as a ground probe, just like we lowered on Duna. So it has station, all of our satellites and communication stuff, all of our science stuff that we want, and a rover to lower down to the surface. It has all of those things in one craft that we launch. What if we did that? That might be ambitious. Maybe we could try that. We could build it from scratch, maybe. What about, would we want Kerbals to go with it? I would think so, because it's a station, but at the same time, that just means like we really need life support stuff because I don't have any way of replenishing supply out that way, you know? Build a giant communications tower so that they can watch the news on Netflix. If you want clicks, oh, that okay. So I'm caught up with the chat now. Good, I like it. Caught up with the chat now. Cool. If you're new or you're just lurking and you're like not interested in chatting, totally cool. Just want to point that out to you. You're more than welcome to join in anytime you want or feel comfortable doing so. But I just want to take a second and say hi to the lurkers. So, hi lurkers. I love you all the same. Okay. Terrible. I'm a terrible person. Navtek, hey, see, I got one of them. One of the lurkers decided to Hi, man. I'm definitely more of a lurker, so hi. Hi. I appreciate you coming by. Thank you. So I think that's what I want to do. I want to build... Scare tactic work. I think what I want to build is one big thing to send to Eve, right? Send one big thing to Eve that has the space station, all of our satellites, and a rover down to the surface. All of those things can go in one big launch so that when it gets to Eve, the first thing we do is set up our communications network. After that, we can start detaching things and like assembling our station, right? And like we can have our space station up and running around Eve when we get there, all in this, in this pass, if you will. The problem with that is, I don't think anyway, and I might be wrong, but I don't think we're gonna be able to do that. Why does that say USD 5 up there? That's silly. I'm getting distracted. Sorry. Like 5. Like, why don't you just put 5? Hang on. I'm too distracted by that right now. Let me just change this really quick. The really cool thing about this overlay system is that it's very modular. So like I don't have to go into Photoshop ever. I actually really like this new overlay system I have. All right, let me scroll down really quick here and see what this is all about. I know I'm getting distracted. It's okay, because I like talking to you guys. You know what? That's the whole point of it, right? It's just talking with you guys. All right, I'm thinking. I can't even like tell it to do. That's just the way it displays, huh? Fair enough. Guess that's just the way it's gonna display. Okay then. Never mind. I can't fix it. Hi from One Drunk Lurker. Hello, Alex. Call it the arrival. Alright, I'm gonna get a glass of water or more. Don't remember the last time I drank today. You know, I need a beer. I'm sad because the last beer I drank is right here. You guys know. You guys who like it, right? You guys who follow me, you guys know this. Right? This is the best stuff ever. It's ridiculously expensive, and unfortunately, it's also gone. That's the worst part about it, is that it's gone. The Kerbal King says hi. Hi, crazy. Welcome to the stream. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's start brainstorming this. So what do we want for a station around Eve, right? What do we want for that? We want around Eve. We don't need a whole lot. I'm not gonna do a whole lot with Eve. I just need, most of the stuff I'm gonna do is down to the surface. Ooh. Okay. This is gonna be a ridiculously huge craft. It's gonna be super expensive and stupid expensive. But what if, let me think. What if we sent the orbital station, ground-based modules, all the satellites, and a rover all on one go? That's stupid. That's just stupid. Way inefficient. Right? Is that stupid? Is that even possible? To send all that stuff in one go? The craft would have to be massive. How would we even do that? Your wife has 14 hours in Skyrim? Damn, Caitlin. Wow. Well, no, 14 hours. 1,400 hours. Coming up on 100 hours in Fallout. Same amounts of quests in the world. The world of Fallout 4 is bigger? Oh. The decisions are all about as meaningful? Okay. Okay. Okay, good. Have I ever drank any beers from Elysian? Is that how you say it? Elysian? I don't think so. I don't think I've drank any beers from them. I am a beer connoisseur, so I am always willing to try a new beer, wherever that may be. Why not make the rover the ground base? Why not make the rover ground base? Hold on, I'm thinking of the reason why not. I don't know. I guess I don't know why not. You mean like a giant rover that's also a mobile base? I never thought of that. I mean, I've thought of it like as a thing that's possible, but never thought of doing that on Eve. Maybe that's the way to go on Eve, though, because it's kind of like... Huh. So we would have a station. We have a station, the satellites for the network, and a rover, which is also the ground base for Eve. Could we do that all in one launch? Would that be possible to do all in one launch, I wonder? Well, I don't know. Let's get to building, though. So if we're going to do... Let's start with the foundation, right? The foundation of it is the ground base. So, because the satellites The satellite network would have to be on the outside of the craft so we can deploy it really easily, right? Maybe like a giant cargo bay or something, we can release them out. I don't know. For the satellites, we're gonna need 3 around. We're gonna need 3 around Eve. Maybe 4 around. We might need 4 around Eve. Eve is a little bit bigger than Kerbin. We might need 4 around Eve. I don't know. I think the Communitron is. I think we can do 3. I think we could do 3 around Eve. We have the omnidirectional distance, I think, to do 3 around Eve, and then 3 around Eve's moon. So that would be 6 satellites total, but then we also need the polar satellites on both, to get all the science data from polar both. Then I need 2 science satellites. So basically, what we need for satellite-wise is everything that is this. What we need for satellite-wise is basically everything we sent to Duna, right? Same satellites need to go to Duna. Same satellites that went to Duna went to Eve. I think I would launch this separately. We would launch this separately so that it arrives first. Right? And I can build this. This right here, I can build for 13,000 material kits. I have enough already on the surface of Minmus built to make this whole thing. So I don't have to pay for this. This is free. I just get this, launch it up into space, make the maneuver, and go. But I don't know if it'd have enough Delta V. I want to say yes. It has enough to reach Eve and then get around Eve. I want to say it does. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. I mean, it has like 4,000 Delta V, so yeah. It can get up around Minmus and get to Kerbin. We can use Kerbin as a gravity assist to go to Eve. I think that's good. So we can just build this on the surface of Minmus. So let's plan on sending the satellites separately, because it simplifies our build a little bit. But that only gives us 7,000 more material kits on the surface of Minmus. So the next craft might need to be sent up in 2 parts, attached in orbit, and then go. Might need to do that, because if I want to have a ground base, right? Let's plan on just building that yeah, on Minmus. So if that's the case, a rover as a base, huh? Rover as a base. Would we use modded parts for that? Or do we want to try something a bit more stock? Not sure. We could also use, I know a lot of people aren't very big fan of it, but we could also use planetary base systems, because those modules, those ground modules, have wheels. We could have the ground modules have wheels, right? So, it's kind of nice. I'm wondering, like, if I start this with, let's say, no, but I can't have enough. Thing is, I can't have enough storage. Like, there's not enough, because Eve needs to be self-sufficient. We're not gonna send things to Eve. It's too hard to get out of Eve. It's not. I mean, we can do it, but it's not like it's hard per se. It's just a lot harder, and I'd rather not have to worry about that. Is this for Duna? No, it's for Eve. You know this already. I'm just behind in chat. I'm sorry. The ground base rover will store the science, and once the Kerbals arrive, they'll possess it. They'll process it. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna need Kerbals to get more science there too, though. But yeah, science isn't a concern anymore, though. Like, I'm not concerned about science at all right now. Does Eve have a moon you can harvest materials on? Yes, it does. It has, the hell is the name of that? It's on the tip of my tongue. Somebody will put it in the chat before I even think of it. I just know it. It has a moon, though. It's a very small moon, but it has a moon. It's got, like, a very feminine name, if I remember correctly. I just don't remember what it is. Gilly. There you go. Gilly. All right. Charlie, the last I'll say about Fallout versus Skyrim, the fan base of both have this thing about hating on the other. Oh, no, I'm not ripping on Fallout. I think Fallout's probably going to be a great game. And I'm fully transparent about telling people that I'm completely ignorant about the game. So when I when I critique it, people will, you know, automatically know, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about. So, which I've already admitted, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm sure they're a great game. I was just concerned about which one was more valid for a Democracy series, and realistically, could probably do both. If the Fallout one works really well, I will totally start Skyrim right away afterwards. So, like, if one works really well, I can do the other. Maybe make an Eve station with Kerbals and make your satellites from the station. Make the satellites from the station. You mean like orbital assembly? Like I'd have to send material kits because there's no way to actually make the material kits. So if I'm gonna send the material kits, I might as well just send the satellites. Then I don't have to worry about the processing time, the energy. I don't have to worry about having Kerbals on the station that entire time. I can just send the satellites instead of sending the material kits for it. Eve is not going to be a base where we manufacture things. Eve is going to be a base where we can gather resources and have a sustainable colony, but it's not going to be for manufacturing because it's just too inefficient. It's not well positioned for that kind of thing. I think I should probably still use USI parts though, because it's working really well. The model we have on Minmus is working really well. So if we were going to repeat the Minmus model, we would need the logistics, the Pioneer module. I'm just putting them in so I can see what they look like. We would need the we need agriculture before Kerbitat. No, we need Kerbitat before agriculture. Yeah, it's these four. So we take these four modules, right? Just to make these with nothing else is 6.5. Yeah, we're not going to use material kits on this. We're gonna send this up because I'd rather spend the $17,000 than the 6,500 material kits. So how would we send these? How would we send these to Eve and have it be possible to not only put it on the surface but also move it around? I probably need to have the base be something different, right? What about? Isn't there like a Caribou rover pack that does similar things? There's storage. There's a Saber engine, multi-hub, passenger cabin. It's not gonna hold. Like it's not gonna do the sciencey stuff we need it to do, unless we build it weird. But here's the Caribou. Kind of weird to build it this way inside the vertical assembly building, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So Caribou would be here. It holds 3 Kerbals in it. So we'd probably want to have a crew cabin. On the sides of the crew cabin, let's get a storage tank first. The storage bays hold pretty much anything, looks like. Okay, they can hold anything. So if I wanted, I wish they were interchangeable. The water, chemicals, mulch, to make it self-sustaining with life support. We need minerals. We could actually have a dirt tank because then we can convert it to anything we want. But we need gypsum. And we need well, we're gonna need machinery too, but we're gonna need supplies. We also need agriculture. That's not gonna work very well. Probably better to get. We're gonna have to manufacture on the surface of Eve. We're gonna have to actually build things there then. Unless I want to send things all manually down, but like going through the atmosphere is always a risk. Right, manufactured on the surface, there's no risk to it. Couple of crates of cold beer. It's hot on Eve. Yeah, probably is. Maybe make a space station that can construct the rover base with the resources from Gilly. That is pretty efficient. That is pretty efficient. You know, I think you're onto something there. I think if we want to colonize Eve, we set up a base around Gilly. Gilly, huh? I never thought of Gilly as a viable target for anything other than satellites, but you know, that might be the way to go. This is why we do brainstorming live streams, right here. This is why we do this. Thank you. It's giving me ideas. I think this is... I think Mr. Z, I think you're onto something here. I think that's good. So if I was gonna do that, then what would we need in order to manufacture things on the surface of Gilly? I kind of need another Minmus base, right? But I don't want to spend the resources to have 2 fully operational bases. The mission is to put a fully operational base on Eve, not Gilly. But if we're going to use Gilly as a resource to get materials to Eve, then we also need a base on Gilly. Right? And then once we have everything we need from Gilly, then we can abandon that base. But we have to have one there first, right? I think so. Needless to say, the past 10 minutes have been amusing. Well, I'm glad we can entertain you if it's us you're talking about. I think that's a good idea. To make a base on Gilly, then we would need the same 4 modules. We don't really need life support there, right? We don't need life support on Gilly because we're not staying, right? So that's something we don't need. That simplifies things a lot, actually. So if we were to build the logistics center, we don't need the Curbitat. I think the logistics center and the Pioneer module are the only 2 things we would need then. We need these 2 buildings here. Didn't even read the chat. The one above that gives context. The one about that says, oh, there's a girl in my class named Gilly. I don't understand the context. There's a girl in your class named Gilly, and so that means that every time I say Gilly, it's amusing? Is she... Prophet, is she special to you? This girl in your class named Gilly, is she special to you, Prophet? Is that why it's amusing? You're thinking to your mind, Gilly. Spill the beans. Make the essentials to make a base. I think Mr. Z, I think you're onto something here. I think this is what I like this. So if I take logistics and Pioneer, these are the 2 modules I need. In order to manufacture everything, I'm also going to need the orbital assembly as well. So I'm going to need... Where is it? This is the workshop, isn't it? Is this it? Yes, this is it. This workshop right here. So these are the 3 modules that Gilly has to have. But we also need a bunch of drills. So we can do that, because I'm good at that. Maybe we can actually borrow from... Let's borrow from something that's already built. So I don't have to do it all in custom here. The Duna base plan, actually. Let's load this up and see what this is. No, this isn't like to scale exactly the way I did it. Oh, this is a completely different base plan. Oh, this is the Duna base plan. Yeah, so this is the Duna base. This is what the Duna base was going to be before I started using the USI parts instead. I think the USI parts instead is an easier thing to do. It's also a lot less parts, so we'll probably do that instead. But this is what the Duna base was going to be. And I think a lot of the components for that are already on its, already orbiting Duna, but not going to have the base that. I think we're going to have to resend the base modules to Duna, which is fine because we need to send Kerbals there anyway, so they can just go with the base module. But do Minmus. I need to do. Do we have the station completed? Is the station Excuse me. Is the station done? Yes, no. Did I ever finish the station? I think I did. Right? I don't think I did. I think I might have. Yeah. Yeah, we did, didn't we? Pretty sure we totally finished this thing. Somebody left a comment that said episode 100 I should finish the station for episode 100, but like I thought I already had. All right, anyway, let's go back to Minmus. Where is this? Minmus, medical launch, crew swap. I think it's just gonna be... I guess we'll just grab this. That's medical. I don't want the medical one. Can we get... Yeah, I don't think I have a model for this. I think I built them all from scratch as I launched them, so we're gonna have to do this custom. Fine. So be it. It is what it is. So first thing I want to launch up then is gonna be Pioneer, I think. Logistics will be attached to the primary. No, logistics is first. Okay, so this vessel. Maybe we can launch this one from Minmus. See how much it costs when we're done with it. So the top of it, it would be really nice because I don't really want to make this aerodynamic if I don't have to. But if this is going to get lowered down to Eve, then definitely going to need parachute. So maybe the top of this will have, say, what kind of tank do we need on the top of it though? Too big, right? The right size. Probably supplies. Yeah, supplies. Crank that up. Well, if we're building it on the surface though, then we'd have to rob supplies from the Minmus base. Probably not the best, but you can always rob some of them and not all of them. There's a problem with my idea. You need a resource scanner around Gilly to know exactly where to place the base. That's why we're going to send the satellites separate. I'm still going to send the satellites separate. The satellites will have the resource scanner. We'll have that. We'll launch that first, get it up there on its way, and then we'll launch this base in a slightly different trajectory, which still meets Eve. It'll just meet Eve sufficiently with enough time after the satellite, so that I can get the satellite network set up, and then the space will arrive, and then we'll have the resources. It'll be fine. So, right, this is getting lowered down. That's right, this is getting lowered down to Gilly. So I'm glad you said that because I was getting prepared to like put parachutes on this thing. I forget we're doing Gilly. Okay, we're doing Gilly. So we're gonna rename this to Gilly. I'm not very inventive. We're just gonna call it Gilly. Gilly base. How's that? Whatever. Prophet's Gilly base. This is Prophet's Gilly base. The base named after Prophet's girlfriend. I can spell. Whose name is Gilly. And then I'm gonna put a quote there. It'll say, the last 10 minutes. Just kidding. Okay. For Prophet's Gilly base, that's what we're doing here. We're naming it after that. So then for this, we can store more tanks, right? So like they can probably stack like 3 tanks on top of this for now. Supplies will be 1. That's just for the people who are on the surface to live off of for a while. We can bring some material kits to start out. I think that's probably a good idea. And then that's probably the best idea, is to bring the material kits with us to start out. All right, so this module will have just this. Hopefully I don't have to make that. Thing is, I'm gonna have to build these material kits using resources. I can't do that, so let's not do that. Let's fill this with something else. We'll fill this with the materials necessary, or the materials that are needed to make material kits. So, which I won't be able to do because I need the polymers on the base. I don't have enough polymers. Okay, that doesn't work then. So I'm gonna have to rob material kits. I'm gonna have to bring them with me. I mean, we can always make more on Minmus, but I'm gonna have to rob them. We'll plan on bringing 9,000 material kits with us, and one supply tank. I think. So if you're gonna build the base on Gilly, how will you get it off and on its way to Eve? I won't. We'll be... Now that's an idea. Wait, why is that an idea? Okay, so hold on. The idea now, from what I gathered from the chat, the idea was to build the base on Gilly, and then use Gilly to manufacture enough materials to build Eve's base to drop Eve's stuff down one at a time. Now what the chat is suggesting, or at least what Birdie McBirdstein is suggesting, is that we're going to lift off the Gilly base and transfer the Gilly base to Eve. That seems... I want to say that seems doable, but I feel like that's a logistical nightmare. How can we build this so that it can be like... It could be all set up and working and manufacturing, and then also collapse itself and get into Eve safely and land? I feel like manufacturing one module at a time on Gilly and sending it to Eve is the better call, but at the same time, it's much, much more difficult to land your modules in the same exact spot over and over again repetitively on Eve. It'd be much easier to send... Oh, I gotta think about this. So many different new ideas here. I think we need to at the expense of more time and more resources, do this in a way that's much more likely to succeed. And that means keeping Gilly as separate from Eve. I'm only trying to figure out whether or not I can actually stack enough stuff on this to make that happen. There's these tanks. But I don't think these tanks are the best call here. If we can manufacture material kits. These material kits are going to be used to build the storage tanks, so that we can store the resources to make more material kits. So I will need also on the side of this, I will also need drills. Let's get that out of the way right now. Do I want... not this one. It's not this one either. This is ginormous, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's ridiculous. No, I want the other little ones. Where's these ones here? These 500s. If I remember correctly on this. Can I do 4-way? Yes, beautiful. So I could put these drills here. They get deployed. And they go down to the surface. Yep, that's fine. Probably let's deploy them up a little higher. Come on now. This maybe? Yeah, I think higher. That does mean that I can't get rid of these tanks, which doesn't bother me, I don't think. I'll be fine with that. that should allow me to drill all the resources I'm ever going to need, right? For manufacturing. Unless Gilly doesn't have all of the resources in the same biome. Very possible. That's the problem we have on Minmus, right? We get our metallic ore from one biome. The substrates are coming from another. We need the substrates to make polymers so that we can make material kits. So maybe we don't put all of our eggs in one basket that way. But the more drills we have... Well, two things. The more drills we have, the more power we're also going to consume. Luckily, Gilly is closer to the sun, so we don't necessarily have to worry about that. I think I'm going to keep 4 drills on this. It makes it much more expensive. That's what I'm trying to avoid, is the material kits cost here. If I take one of these away... Just an empty tank, it doesn't really do much. Make the Eve base on Gilly. That would be against the rules of the series. That would be against the goal of the series. Unless you're meaning that I should build it on Gilly and then drop it down on Eve, which in that case, that's exactly what we're doing. That's the new plan. Yeah. Also remember when you send the satellites to Duna that the stuff sent closest to the departure time gets there quicker. Thus, the satellites to Eve needs to be timed right. So as long as I do the right ejection angle, I can manipulate when my craft and stuff is going to reach Eve. I can make it arrive, you know, a couple of weeks later just by tweaking my angle and how I eject. So, like, I can mostly launch them all at the exact same time, but if I tweak them slightly in how they're ejecting, they'll reach Eve at slightly different times. Nice. LC21, welcome to the stream, buddy. I'm behind in the chat, so if I'm not acknowledging you, then I'll get to you, I swear. We're testing low latency mode today, so there's like a 2-second delay between when I say it and you hear it. Fantastic. I'm really looking like this is amazing. Very stable too. I like it. That's a terrible idea. I love it. Hello, Omar. Welcome to the stream, buddy. I wish that Mark Truman and Hot Tips did a collab together. Get on the phone, man. Let them know that I'm down for an idea. Send material kits to the space station from Gilly just to build the E-base. I don't know who Mark Truman is. He's probably more popular than I am. The problem with being a creator is that you don't have a whole lot of time to watch other people. So, like, I have a hard time discovering new people. I want to, though. Boutros 10 Games, hi. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. If you guys aren't subscribed already, this is a stream for Conquering Kerbal Space Program. It's a series I have going on my channel. I've had it going on my channel since May of last year. God, it's taken forever. But, you know, just going to take forever some more. Okay, I'm thinking these drills will be good, but it really depends on the resource. If nothing else, they'll be able to suck the resource out really quickly. Another problem we're going to run into here, though, is that we're going to need power, like lots and lots of power. So, since we're building this on Minmus, and we have 22,000 material kits on Minmus already, let's be a bit more greedy on our power here. Let's go, like, how do I want to build this? If I go structural, and then I need a 10-meter one, this one. Yeah. That, and then let's make another one. Go, symmetry's bad. I don't want symmetry. Let's angle it like this. It's gonna look super ugly though when we launch it. Problem. Won't look good when we. Let's do a shorter one. Maybe 5. Yeah, 5 is better. We do 5 like that. Then we take from there. It'll look super ugly when we launch, but it'll be there'll be no atmosphere, so it won't matter. That's my hope anyway. I don't want the XLs. I want something bigger than the XLs. What about, this is 55 a second. I don't think that's enough. But no, I need bigger. We need something bigger. Functionality over looks. I know. I always do functionality over aesthetics. But it's still nice to have it look good. These are smaller. Where are the big ones? Damn it. Find it. 8 a second. 20 per second. These are too big. This one's better. This is 100 per second. So if I go like this, maybe. Hello, hello. Not bad. It has to be facing the right direction, but if we angle it right, that's not bad. But if I'm gonna do it that way, what's the point of doing that? What would be the point of doing that when you can just stick them next to each other instead of having to have them stick out like this? Is it so they don't get in each other's way? I'm trying to figure out what my point is of having this bar here now. I'm gonna do this. Maybe, idea maybe, if I go, oh, because I'm trying to figure out if I can fit another 2 panels in here somewhere without them blocking each other. Like, how do I get the panels in without blocking each other? And I think I can do it if I don't do symmetry. Okay, let's zoom in here really quick. If I don't do symmetry, I do one like as long as the weight is symmetrical, right? They're still gonna hit each other, but but if I go like this, I don't want to use. Actually, if I'm going to do this, I might as well just use the 500. If I'm going to put 4 100s on, I might as well just use the 500. Let's just use them. As creative as this is, it's also more material kits probably. Well, maybe, I don't know. Let's find out. I bet it is. I bet it's more material kits to do it this way. If I go like, let's just add them and see if there are more material kits this way. So it's right now gonna cost me 13.5. 13,500. So if that's the case, then if I just put one of these on there, it's 12.5. So I can get 100 more charge per second for 1,000 material kits less if I just do it this way. So this will expand way the hell out like that. But the problem with this orientation, though, is that it's only going to get 100% coverage at the beginning and end of the day. At the middle of the day, it actually gets basically no charge. So you need to tilt it on its side. The only way to do that is to make this bigger because it's a huge-ass panel. Then we're not going to be symmetrical. Brings me right back to the problem I had before. So if I use the 100s, just make this really tall, probably looks a lot cleaner. Actually, I might get away with, let me rotate these so that they're that and like that. Yeah, this might be better. The problem with this orientation, though, is that in the middle of the day, the top panels will block the bottom panels. So that's the problem that I'm having right now. So how do I get it to where all the panels are blocked? And I think the answer to that is doing a mixture of the two ideas I had before, and that is to say a structural part can come like this, and then like that. Or four-way symmetry? No, because then two of the panels won't get any sunlight until it's the middle of the day. Remember, the sun is going east to west, so if I have panels facing north and south, it doesn't do anything. They have to all be facing the same way, but I don't want them to block each other. Doesn't matter if it blocks during noon because your batteries have to last through the night anyways. That's true. I should have full battery during noon, shouldn't I? I should have a full battery at that point anyway. Okay. Okay. Fine then. I was just trying to be cool, you know. Total failure. Okay. Let's retract these. So these will just stick around here. Make them look a little cleaner though, because I don't like the way they look. About like that then? About like that. Does it need to be this tall? Not really, right? If I extend this. If I rotate these. How tall can I get away with? Like right about here, right? I can go lower than that even. I can probably go all the way down to about here. Yeah, then all I have to worry about is like running into it with a Kerbal though, and I really don't want to have to worry about that, so we'll bring it up just a little bit higher, about there. And then that means that these can come down until they are right about to hit it. About like that. Yep, go. Now they'll never hit each other, so we can retract these. Would like to rotate them. It doesn't matter, but for the sake of like the way they look, I would like them to be rotated a bit. Or I could just do it the smart way. Dumbass. There. All right, that's good. So we have power for this. We need batteries for that, but we can put the batteries along the side. So the batteries, which we're at 12.5 right now. So the batteries for this, these are 1200s. I would like probably just a big base battery. So if we maybe swap this with the big base battery, 10,000. This is too big, but we can do this one. That's not bad. That's a 12,000 charge. 12,000 should be enough, right? I think we are really close to the sun. Really close to the sun. We're closer to the sun now. So I'm behind in the chat again. I'm gonna go back and look at it. If I can ever clear my throat. Sorry. Let's see. Mark Truman. Yeah, I still don't know who that is. Or maybe Thrim. Thrim. Yeah, I know. Or Trim. Yeah, I know who that is. I don't know how to say his name, but I know who that is. I have seen a couple of his videos before. A long time ago. Not that long ago, but still long enough to where I can say a long time ago. I have to bow. I have like a 10-second delay between every second of video. How does that work? You mean the stream is not healthy for you? I don't have any drop frames. Everything looks healthy on my end. Sorry, man. My problem with ultra low latency mode is that sometimes if you don't have I guess like lower the resolution of the stream. Don't watch it in 720p. I'm only streaming in 720p today. Like it's not even my full 1080 streams that I normally do. Let's see. Be a little scared that it would tip over. Check your center of mass and add landing legs. Oh, we'll have landing legs. I'm not there yet. It's not gonna tip over. It's like the vast majority, like the vast majority of its mass is like right here. It's where all the drills are, right? So, like, I'm pretty sure, like, it's so weighted down. I mean, you're saying that Gilly has basically no gravity, and that's like the one reason. That's like the one reason to like worry about it, but I think it'll be fine. If I move down the drills a bit more, that would take care of it for sure, right? I'm down to here. I just don't see it tipping over. And I guess it possible, sure, but we'll put big landing legs on it just to be sure. Let's see. So this is just the logistics module. We'll need the Pioneer module as well. But the Pioneer module, I'm going to hook up to the storage tanks and then to... So this is not going to have a separate battery zone, right? A separate battery station like the Minmus base one does. This is just going to have the battery station attached to it. And so with that being said, probably good idea to have a second battery here. Or, to prevent the center of mass from going any higher, we could add batteries along the sides like this. Like this. That looks a little funny, but at the same time, I think it'll work. Each of these are 1200 though. So it's like 4 parts for half the power. I'd rather have less parts and more power. Yeah. Okay then. So, let's see, what else do we need here? We have electricity. We don't have the fuel cells. I'm not sure I'm gonna need fuel cells though. If we run out of power in the middle of the night, not a big deal. We'll just build during the day. I don't think Gilly's rotation is all that fast, so the nights will probably be really long. Long nights would be a problem. How fast is Gilly's rotation, I wonder? Let's check. Ampere. Dark side calculations, please. I would like to do this to Gilly. Boom. Okay, so if we are on the surface, what is the dark side transit period? Is that accurate? Is that accurate? That's not accurate. Really? I only need 846 electric charge? The surface transit 50 seconds, 27 minutes, 2 hours, 1 day. It's basically the same as a Kerbin day. Is that what it says? That means I have a huge surplus right now. Like a massive, massive surplus right now. There's just no way that's possible. These drills are going to be running. Is Ampere not seeing the drills? I don't think Ampere is seeing the drills. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Let me try something. Okay. Tell me if that works better for the stream health. I know you guys were saying the stream is stuttering every second. Sorry about that. See if that helps you at all. I lowered my bitrate a bit, so. If it's not that, then the ultra low latency mode is striking again. This is why I stream on Twitch. Put lights on the top. Yep. What about the time when Gilly is blocked by Eve? Yeah, that's not something I can prevent, so it's not something I'm going to calculate. I imagine, though, that that's going to be a problem, but no more so than the problem that Minmus has with Kerbin. We'll have ground tether, too. Yeah, we'll have that. Ranjit, I think it's your end, buddy. I think it's your connection. I don't think it's my connection. The only reason I say that is because I've got a green light on my end. I've got no drop frames yet so far in the stream. I have tools telling me my stream is healthy, and I don't have anyone else complaining. I wish I could help you. I don't know what else to do. I think it's your own connection, man. I'm sorry. Okay, so if this is not, this can't be accurate. Like, this cannot be accurate. There has to be something wrong here. Because I just fail to believe that with all these drills running, it's only going to use 846 electric charge. No way. So I'm going to say that we have a ton of electric charge. I'm going to say this is fine. And if it's not fine, then we'll build something that has fuel cells on it, and then we'll just pop fuel cells in there. All right, so get that out of the way. What else? We have power storage, drills. Now we need storage tanks, but we can do that in the next module. So this is going to cost $13,500 to build. Now we need a way to get it. Well, we needed a way to get it there, yeah. So how about we get a way to get it there? Well, I think what we'll do. 2 steps. We need a fuel tank and an engine, and then we also need landing legs. So if we take, say, I want to do the combined tank. So I have the monopropellant too. Maybe. How much delta V? I could probably just use nuclear engines on this, right? I mean, it's Gilly. What would my thrust to weight ratio be with a nuclear engine, though? This is a pretty heavy craft. Never mind. How about use the poodle? Be 656. That's not enough. Give me this, Eve, Gilly. Thrust to weight is ridiculous here. Okay, so I think we can actually afford to take and do nuclear here as our sole engine. So, how's the nerve? I need to start using the search function more often. I wonder, why wouldn't that be something? I wonder if the Shiba, the tiny ass little Shiba, would be enough thrust to weight ratio on Gilly. I wonder, because that is incredibly efficient, that engine. If I went like, want like a really narrow tank. A really narrow tank. Something like this. Well, it's small, but maybe it'll work. Wow. Thrust to weight ratio on Gilly with that tiny ass little engine, after all those parts being full, you still have a thrust to weight ratio of 656. Kind of wild. Fill it up full with liquid fuel. We only end up with 37 meters per second of delta V though, so I still need a bigger tank. But with a 656 thrust to weight ratio with that tiny ass engine, I can afford to do something like I'm trying to think of how I want my legs to be too. 91. Really? Only 91? Oh, you're not that efficient, are you? I thought you were super efficient. What happened to your efficiency? That gives me 130. The Nerve is more efficient than the Shiba? Is that a thing? No. Oh, yeah, it is. Wow. Nerve is 800 in vacuum. Okay. Goodbye. Well, in that case, then we can afford to go just a little bit bigger on the tank then, right? Come on now. Go. So we can go like, that's too big on the tank. $422. I believe 422 would be enough to get us landed. The next stage would then have to get us to Gilly and get us circularized, which I don't really want that to be a thing. So let's just get a bigger tank and be done with it. I want to deal with that. Where's this one? Big. Where's the nuclear ones that are more reasonably sized? Here we go. Yeah. Just use something like this. Then in order to land it, though, we'll need something different here in order to land it. Gilly's gravity is almost non-existent, right? She said. Basically non-existent. So, thinking is take one of these bad boys. Give it basically no fuel. Give it basically no thrust. We could stage this later. Gilly escape velocity is 50 meters per second. Really? That changes everything. That changes everything. I had no idea. Never been. Obviously, you guys can tell I've never been there. Everyone knows by now. Never been to Eve. I've been saying that throughout the entire series, though. The only other planet I've ever been to is Duna, and the only time I've ever landed on Duna was my SSTO to Duna challenge and the rover that you guys just saw in episode 99. That's the only times I've ever landed on Duna. I think probably what I'll do is change this to a different tank then. That's a really big engine. It gives me 116. If I take the Shiba, if I do the Shiba after all, I get 81 meters per second on this. Now, if I'm only going to get 81 meters per second on this engine, but you're saying 50 meters per second is escape, so in theory, this 81 meters per second is enough, right? To land? I would think that's enough to land. It's almost twice escape velocity. Yeah, I would think that's enough to land. If it's not, then we'll be traveling so slow by the time we go to land that our legs will totally save us. So this allows me to do legs. Okay, not quite, but if we cheat just a little bit, suck this up like that, then we can get different legs on it. Get like L2s. KSP Wiki says 35 meters per second is escape velocity. If that's true, then I have almost 3 times escape velocity in Delta V on this little engine, so I should be able to land no problem. So, okay. We'll keep these landing legs just in case I need them. I doubt I do. If that's exactly what, if that's the case, then I doubt I need it. So, like, Yeah, we'll have plenty of fuel then. No problem. Shiba, you're coming with me. If I can keep the Shiba on here without having to destroy it, if I can keep the Shiba, then I have an alternator on the base, which is also pretty good. Like a perpetually always on alternator for power. So maybe we... give it just a little bit more clearance. We'll do that. Suck these in just a little bit because they're a little bit kind of... they're not looking very good, you know? What's the button that does it relative? The F? Yeah, F. There it goes. All right, good. Yeah. Okay, so these up. Excellent. Looks nice and clean, doesn't it? So now I need to get this to Eve, right? Just need to get to Eve. But before we get it to Eve, do I want to build 2 crafts or just 1? I think 1. I think 1 is better. So if we put... I want to do this. Gotta think here for a second. How do I want to attach these 2 things together? I think. Coupling. It's a small coupler, that's the problem. It's the coupler. But what if I go... be kind of interesting. Might be interesting. I need them to be stable enough to stay together while I accelerate to Eve, though. That's kind of a weird shaped engine. Doesn't really stick the way it needs to. But you know what? That's what we have struts for. I think that's the reason why we have struts. Let's do medium ones to keep it, make sure it stays exactly where it needs to. It didn't actually connect on all ways. That's weird. Is that normal to anyone else? We'll just do like a 3-way symmetry then. Is that better? There we go. Okay, so that should keep it stable so I don't have to worry about this little tiny neck here. Then we'll take and go like this. Trying to think out loud in my head here while I do this. If I grab Junior, no, it's gotta be a bigger one. Fine, like, be more stable if it was a bigger one anyway. If I grab one of these Juniors, hear me out now, like this. Then from that, we start building the second module behind it, underneath it. So take the storage tanks. We're going to use planetary logistics, so we don't need a whole lot of storage. As long as we can store the raw materials. So this is material kits. Supplies. I think I can actually... let's try this. Where is the rest of the storage tanks? Right here. If we take these little tiny storage tanks, I guess they're not really that tiny, but we take these. We have smaller ones than this? Not really. Okay. We take these storage tanks right here. I need 4-way. And I need them also to not be... oh, this is container. I don't want container. I want these. Yeah. One at a time, so they're different materials. I can't make them different stuff can't make them different. Kind of covers up the cool graphics of the battery, but I think this will be fine. 4 tanks along the side here. Then, or maybe we attach this to the second module instead. Yeah, maybe we do that instead. I know I'm not paying attention to chat, guys. Give me a second. I'm in like a zone right here where I don't want to be distracted. Sorry. I'll get you. I'm just trying to think out loud. I think we're gonna do this to the second one. So if I take one of those tanks, this one here, pop it there, and actually remove one of these. Pick it on the second module instead. Be 2 each. Then roll up Pioneer here. Stick these on the side of the Pioneer module instead. And then these will be the storage tanks that we need to store all the manufacturing supplies. So we'll pump it out of the, we'll drill it out of the ground. We'll suck it into these tanks. When the tanks get more than full, it starts pumping it into planetary logistics instead. And then we'll have the manufacturing assembly plant with it as well to start making the material kits from it. All right, let me take a look at the chat now. Mount 2 engines radially, Gilly escape velocity. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Yep. Cool. You have to move the drills. I have to move the drills? Why? Oh, because of the legs? Good point. Well, I'm not planning on keeping the legs. The legs are going to help us land and make sure I don't tip over. But then the idea is to transfer us eventually to these legs that are here. But that does mean getting rid of the Shiba. But the Shiba is going to be a lot of material kits, so it should probably work itself out. I don't think we need the alternator. Whoops. I don't want to do that. This back. Wait, I never understood what you were building. Okay, so what we're building, sorry. I keep going thinking that, we are, like, everyone who's watching now was watching a half hour ago. Sorry. Charlie, I will donate $1 for 1 minute of dog portrait or $2 for 2 minutes. Well, you know what? You can decide what it's worth to you. There you go. It's okay. We'll just have it chill over here, okay? This is gonna chill over here. There you go. Bunch of psychopaths. All right, so what we're doing is I'm launching something to Eve, basically. Our Eve launch window is coming soon. But rather than lowering a base down on Eve and building all of that there, we're going to set up a place on Gilly where we can suck resources out, and we'll lower stuff onto Eve from there. Basically, we're going to be establishing the Eve modules and stuff for delivery from a base on Gilly, because it's way easier to get things in position on Gilly to manufacture things local than it is to try and do it with Eve. And then I also want to get a orbital station around Eve that's set up for like a more permanent base structure, so we can get no signal delay. And that's going to allow me to, whenever I do like gravity assists around Eve, if I ever need to do a gravity assist around Eve to go to like Jewel or wherever we're going, I'll be able to do that and adjust commands around Eve to fine tune it without having to worry about signal delay, because there will be a command center orbiting Eve that has no signal delay, basically. So we'll need 5 Kerbals around Eve, basically. But they'll need survivability stuff. They'll need to be able to survive on that station, and so we'll have a base on Gilly that's able to suck all the resources out for stability, and then we can have supplies delivered to the station from Gilly. I think that's what we're going to do. So Gilly is going to end up being useful, which, I mean, it makes sense because, like, apparently the escape velocity is 35 meters per second. So, shit, it'd be very, very cheap to send supplies to the station from there. So that's awesome. Forget about gravity assists. They take a lot of planning and time for very little return. Really? I always thought they were... I always thought they returned, like, pretty well. I've never really, like... I mean, to be fair, I've never really done them much myself, so I guess that's... I've done it once. I thought it was returning pretty good that way, but... maybe it was a situational thing. But I always thought it returned quite well. I mean, why do people do them then? If they don't return very well, why do people like, I don't know, Matt Lone, for example? Like, why do they do them all the time if they don't return very well? You'd think if you're really tight on fuel, like all of his little crafts that he builds, he's really tight on fuel and he does gravity assists all the time. Wonder why he does them if they don't return well. Oh. Thing. Pizza! Thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for the $2. It's gonna help my fund to get my new CPU. My CPU is dying, man. I work my computer so hard. Always working my computer so hard. There's quite a bit of a delay between the time you send that and the time that it actually pops up on the interface, though. Not sure I like how delayed the effects on my overlay are. Pretty delayed. But this entire tool was meant to work well with Twitch, not YouTube, so that's probably why. The right time window you need. Yeah. So you need to, like, you basically have to just get good at knowing where things have to be to do them. And he does them a lot, so he knows where to do them. That makes sense. Because he does them a lot. Can't believe my stream interface hasn't notified you yet. That's kind of nuts. My interface application that I see here actually doesn't say that I'm even live. It's not able to connect to me. Which is kind of weird, don't you think? Because you guys are able to connect to me just fine. That is a downside. So right now, normally my stream overlays, I do something local. All my tools are local. They're on my own system. So if I can see them, then you can see them. But I'm trying a new system with overlays where my overlays and like all my tools and stuff that you see on the screen, they're all sort of hosted in a cloud, and they're very modular, so I can turn things on and off and adjust things whenever I want without having to go to Photoshop. And it sounded like a good idea at the time, but because it's in the cloud like that, it also needs to be able to connect to me, and apparently it's like not connecting to my YouTube right now. But either way, I appreciate it. The support. Thank you. I'm sure the name up there will, like in the top corner, I mean, will get adjusted eventually. Okay. So, probably the same thing regarding the legs on this module, too. Probably. And then I would think the same thing with the engine and stuff as well. So if we go... like that. Come on now. Select the right part. Thank you. That. Yep. And then we need to also bring these in. And I need to go local. About like that. Works for me. Okay. So those are the 2 modules. Now, what to connect to the sides of them? I probably want... This does fertilizer stuff. Well, hang on now. Now, if the goal... Hold on, I gotta think about this. I just said that the goal was not to have life support stuff on Gilly, but yet if I'm going to use Gilly to deliver life support materials to the station, then I do need life support stuff on Gilly. I mean, that... I would need everything the same. I would need the same thing as Minmus, which means I need to make 2 base. I need to make an extra base that I wasn't planning on making before, and that just sounds like a terrible idea. How do I get around that? Just not have a station around Eve? The goal isn't... Part of the goal of the mission is not to have orbital stations. Like, orbital stations are not part of the goal unless it's Jewel. The only part of this whole deal that's supposed to be an orbital station. You know? The drills will hit the legs on the top module. I know. I'm going to dismantle the legs. Those legs are there to make sure I don't tip over on landing, but after we land, the other legs take over. All right, so I think probably what I'll need on the sides of these things is this Kerbal Flexitube thing. I need one of these. And I'm going to need to put it probably like here. And probably rotate it. Like that. Now it's sucked in and we don't want that. It's like that. There we go. Alright. And then this side will have the same thing. Just do it on... I gotta pick a side, so might as well pick a side that will somewhat balance this out. Hopefully. That side needs to go to the ship. There we go. Okay. Torque is negligible, so that's good. I'm trying to figure out what else I need. If I need to do life support materials, if I need to do life support supplies, then if I need to do life support, then I need other drills. Right? What do I have for storage already so far? I have supplies here and material kits there. Metallic ore can go there. That's fine. Change this one to be, I guess, metal. So metals and metallic ore in the middle. That's fine. This one can be silicates. We need substrates somewhere here. We need polymers too. Do substrates. There we go. Then minerals. Yeah. But if I'm gonna do... Alright, let's do this instead. Go, like... Put another tank here. Change this one to be silicon. I'd rather have the tanks and not use them than to need to use them and not have them. Ore? We need an ore tank to store it. So yeah, that's gonna have to be a thing. And then We will need a machinery tank. That's something we will need. And then we are going to also need specialized parts as well. But this doesn't leave me with all the resources. You were thinking of sending a station from Kerbal which will fabricate the life support. But Gilly will give the material kits. So that means 2 separate stations, but it also means a more time-intensive work. I need to actually spend time on that workflow. I'd like it to be a little bit less time-intensive on the workflow if I could. So that's what I'm hoping for anyway. I think that's right. Maybe not. Pigzilla 101, hi. How are ya? I think that's probably my primary problem right now is trying to figure out exactly what Gilly's base will do and then isolate what it needs to do. Like, I need that to happen. I need to know what I'm doing with Gilly. Right now, I'm just kind of preparing for all possibilities. I need to focus this. So it's like, are we going to have this be purely made for manufacturing material kits and not do anything life support related? Or are we going to be using Gilly to provide life support to a orbital station, which I will then need to send? If I want to do the orbital station separately, I don't have the ability to make an orbital station self-sufficient. You just can't do that. You need to be able to pull resources from somewhere else, which is why the Jewel station is going to get resources from Lathe. It's going to have a base on Lathe. What's the dog's name? The dog's name is Tesla. She barks a lot. He is definitely not low emission, put it that way. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm struggling to kind of figure out what I want to do with this base right now, but the brainstorming is helping me, right? The brainstorming is really helpful. I hope the dog's name is Pop-Tarts. No, it's Tesla. Sorry. Also, I think that 2 minutes is up. Is it not? All right. So let's recap. More than enough power supply. We're good on power. Good on power storage. Doing great on resource gathering. However, we may not be able to gather all of our resources in the same biome. So, actually, that's a good point. These 2 modules probably have to be separated from each other. Or, because we have another module to do. This isn't even the end. Like, we have one more module to do, right? So, like, we need to be able to do another one. Because if I do this, is this accurate? Yeah. So this needs to come down here. Whoops. Not really that, actually. Whoops again. Wow, I'm total failure here. That. Go. Yeah, that. Because now we have the manufacturing, our assembly plant that still has to go here. I think that's it. Yeah, that would be it. So it'd just be this now. Last module that needs to go there. And this will have the big engine that pushes it all over, so but there's no way to lower this. Like, there's no way to get this down to the surface because there's no way to control it from in there. So I need to, like, actually, what if we, maybe there is a way. I mean, the amount of delta V you need to land on Gilly is super small, right? So we can take advantage of that by maybe doing somewhat more of like a VTOL kind of thing, maybe. What if we put... we need a probe. Unless we're having Kerbal on. Which we are going to have Kerbals in this craft, right? We are sending Kerbals to Eve this time. We need to have a lot of supplies. We'll need more than that, I think. We'll pack a bunch of supplies on the bottom. Where? Never find these tanks. I don't know why. I use them all the time, but I can never find them when I need them. Supplies. That. I missed the dog. Was it poodle or terrier? How much rust it has? No, the dog is not a craft. The dog is my... It's like an inside joke people who watch my channel have. There's the dog portrait. When I used to stream before, long ago, before I got my dedicated production environment that I have now, I used to stream in a room up in my house, and when I would stream, the camera was pointed at me in such a way that you could see this portrait of my dog way over my shoulder, way back against the wall on the other side of the room. So now when I stream like this, I have my production environment, there's a green screen, you don't have to worry about what's around me, it's much more focused. But now that I have that going, people miss the dog portrait, apparently. So I've told. So I have a image that I put in OBS in my little scene here, and I can whip it out whenever I want. I think I have it on hotkey. No, not in this. I have it on hotkey in my Twitch profile, but not in my YouTube profile. All right. Which, by the way, if you like my live streams and you're not following me on Twitch, totally should be. The link, it's right there. Right there. Right there. That's the link. You can go there. You can also see it in the description of this video as well. Okay. Kind of thinking, like, how do I lower this down is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how do I lower this down to be to the surface? Like, I'm basically, how this is going to work is this craft is going to launch everything up. Whole thing, as balanced as it is, and it is very balanced. Very balanced. This whole thing is going to then launch to Eve in one big go. Boom. Then, and I have enough material kits on the surface of Minmus right now. We've manufactured enough material kits right now and specialized parts to be able to build this on the surface right now. Don't have to collect anything else. I can build it right now. But I have to add engines. I have to add more fuel. We're going to have to fuel this thing up once we build it. All of these storage tanks that we want to bring with us, I need life support stuff to be in this because I think I want to send... I think I'm only going to send two. I think I'm going to send two Kerbals to Eve and Gilly to get them started on this. I don't know who those two people are going to be. If you're in the game and you want to be one of those, let me know, and I'll make sure you're on the craft if you are a good fit for that mission. I also think I want to send G-Man. I want to send G-Man to the sun. No, I'm just kidding. I want to send G-Man, I think, way out to like where Sarnus is. Just kind of do a flyby of Sarnus and then try to come back to Kerbal, or to Kerbin, because G-Man's a scout. He doesn't get homesick ever. So as long as I keep life support stuff enough for one Kerbal to last for 10 years, we can just send G-Man away and he'll be away for a while. We don't have to deal with him. He'll come back and tell us stories about how cool Sarnus looked. Or not. I don't know. We'll see. I have no idea if that will be something we do. Pizza wants to fly. Are you in the game? Do I have you in there? I need to get you in there. Patrons and channel supporters have priority placement on Kerbals being in the game. Actually, is Caitlin still here? I should probably get her in here right now. Let's I'm gonna save this. This is Prophet's Ghillie base. Still naming it Prophet's Ghillie base. Let's save this and see if I can put some people in the game here. Where's my list of people? My list is somewhere. I need to find it. Let me find my list. Find my list. Game is freezing up. Takes forever to go between scenes when you have this many mods installed. Pretty nuts, actually. Let's turn some music on really quick here. I'm gonna look through my list and see if I can get people in the game. I want to get people in the game here. All right, so. Dun, 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 dun. By the way, if you haven't yet, I really hope you do. If you haven't yet, though, and you'd like to participate, we are going to be having a Democracy stream series. If you're not familiar with what that is, basically it's where the viewers choose what happens. Your viewer chooses what our character decisions are, what we wear, what we wield, who we help, what missions we go on, which direction we walk, all that good stuff. There is currently a live poll going on right now, a straw poll going on right now. Over there is the results for that poll so far, but you can participate in this poll if you want to, if you haven't already. It's going to be a Twitch exclusive series. We'll be streaming 3 times a week at a very consistent time every single time. So you'll always know when to have it. If you're interested in participating in that straw poll, you can use the link that I just put in the live chat, and you can follow that, which is great. I think that's great. Pretty sure that's great. Also, if you haven't already and you'd like these live streams and you want to know more, and you haven't followed me on Twitch yet already, you can also use the second link I'm posting in the live chat, and you can follow me on Twitch if you want to too, because it's better to follow me there than it is here if you want live streams. So.